This video tutorial is going to give you a very brief introduction to using Xcode, which is Apple's development or integrated development environment, IDE, for native iOS apps. Once you have downloaded Xcode from the Apple developer site, you simply launch it, and to begin a new project, you click on Create a New Xcode Project from the welcome screen, and you will be taken to the iOS template for your new project page, and you'll notice that there are many different platforms that you can develop for, including OS X and iOS. And we're just going to begin right away, jump in here by selecting iOS application and a single view application. And we're going to click next. And I'm just going to call this first application Hello World. You should have your name in there. The company identifier is Columbia College Chicago. If you're developing as a student, then you can leave it as that. If you're developing for yourself, then you would change it to something else. And then the device I'm going to choose for this first example here is iPhone device, and I'm going to click Next. And I'm going to save this project onto the desktop. Notice that you can create a Git repository here. However, I'm just going to leave that unchecked. And once I click Start here, I'm inside the Xcode environment. And you can see on the left-hand side here, you have a directory or a navigation for your project, which includes all of the various resources and project folders included with your project. You also have the symbol navigator. You've got a search area to search for specific parts of your project. Issues navigator, test navigator, debugger, breakpoint, and log navigation as well. In the main area here, you have the general properties for your project. I won't go through all of these in detail right now, but some of the important parts of this screen, the default settings, device orientation. You can see by default the iPhone is set not to flip upside down with your apps. And then there's an area here for adding app icons. So if we wanted to have also launch images in here, this is where you would click to add your various icons, which we'll be doing in the next few weeks as we start to build apps. Notice you've got an arrow to take you back to this main general screen. And also there's a link to frameworks and libraries down at the bottom of this page as well. We will be adding some different frameworks as we go along. You also have a tab to the capabilities that you have plugged in for your app, general information about the bundle itself, build settings for what sort of devices we're building for, and the SDK. You can see that it's set to for the latest iOS, and more about this later as we go and get into more advanced projects, build phases, and build rules. And most of these you're going to just leave default, although the first, at least general and build settings, we'll be looking at a little bit further into the course. One of the files that we're going to use quite a bit, particularly in this single view application, but in others as well, other template types, is the main storyboard view. So if you click on main storyboard over here, it will open up the main storyboard window, which is essentially your view controller. And view controllers, as you see when we progress through the course, are essentially the different views that you have passing through your application. And you can see also in the left area there's a view controller H file here, which is your header file, and a view controller M file, which is your implementation file for code as well. We will be using primarily Objective-C, even though Apple is starting to transition to Swift, the new more simplified programming language. In the meantime, Objective-C will be the programming language we will be using for this course. But certainly as Swift comes out, we will not hold people back from experimenting and using that as well. So just to see how this main storyboard view works, if you look to the right-hand side of the Xcode interface, particularly up the top here, you have a number of icons that show different views. And I'm going to expand the window here so I've got Xcode filling up my whole screen. By default, we're in the standard editor view, which shows the navigator, the interface, and the objects window and properties screen. If you switch to the second icon here, it shows you the assistant editor for editing code. This is the version editor. You can hide or show the navigator. If you click on that, the navigator goes away, comes back here. You can hide or show the debug area, or you could also hide or show the utilities area or the objects and properties area as well. And I'm going to switch back to the default view here. And you can go to the bottom right-hand side of the Xcode interface to get to some of your objects here. And you'll notice, and of course you have this spacing tool so you can slide this up a little bit more to see more of the different objects. This object library is open by default. However, you'll notice that you've also got file templates that you can use. So there are different file templates that you can access. There's a code snippet area for different snippets that you'll be using from time to time. The objects area for selecting and using objects in the library, and the media library as well. But all we're going to do with this quick start to Xcode here is we're going to drag out an object here, and we're just simply going to drag a label out for our Hello World iPhone app. And I'm just going to click and drag that out onto my iPhone. Type in some text here into the label. Notice I can grab this around, move this around. There are guides built in here to Xcode. So there it is. I've added a label to my iPhone. To build and run this, I simply click on the Run arrow up here, and Xcode builds it and launches the iPhone simulator. And the iPhone simulator opens up, and here is my Hello World app running on the simulator. So that's a very brief introduction to getting started in Xcode.